Welcome to Udofia Animations, where stories come alive with purpose and truth. In today's episode, we explore a powerful lesson about selfishness, how it blinds the heart, destroys relationships, and robs one of true joy. Watch as Michael learns, through pain and humility, that love and selflessness are the real treasures of life.
Michael, dear, would you please pass the bread to your sister? She's sitting right beside you, and it would be kind of you to help her. That's how a family should work, everyone looking out for one another, not just themselves.
Mom, she can get it herself. The bread is right in front of her. I'm already eating, and I don't want to stop now. I don't see why I have to do everything for Grace all the time.
Michael, that's not the point. It's not about doing everything for me, it's about showing a little thoughtfulness. You always think only about yourself. Even small acts of kindness mean a lot, but you seem to believe everything should revolve around your comforts. Don't you ever consider how your attitude makes others feel?
I just don't see why everyone expects me to be the one helping all the time. I'm not being rude. I just want to eat in peace. If she wants the bread, she can reach out and take it. It's not that deep.
Michael, it may not seem deep to you now, but that's how selfishness begins, small, subtle, and often unnoticed. It hides behind excuses like convenience and comfort. But when left unchecked, it grows into something dangerous that can destroy peace in a home, a friendship, or even a person's soul. Selfishness blinds us to the needs of others until we find ourselves alone, wondering why love and harmony have vanished.
Mom is right, Michael. You might not realize it, but every little act of selfishness builds a wall between you and others. You push people away without meaning to, just because you refuse to share or show kindness in simple moments like this.
I didn't think it was that serious. I just wanted to finish my food. I didn't mean to offend anyone.
I know, my son. But life is built on small gestures. Each one reflects what's inside us. When you choose kindness in little things, it shapes your character in greater things. It's never about the bread, it's about the heart behind the action.
Thank you, Michael. That was all I wanted, a little thoughtfulness.
I guess it really doesn't take much to make peace.
And peace always begins with a humble choice to think beyond oneself.
Michael, I've been thinking about our science project, and I believe if we combine our ideas, we could come up with something truly impressive. You're great at design and structure, while I'm good at research and presentation. Together, we can create something strong enough to win the competition and make our teacher proud. Working together would also make the project less stressful for both of us, don't you think? David, I appreciate the offer, but I think I'll handle it alone. I already have a clear picture of what I want to do, and I don't like it when others interfere or make changes that slow down my process. Besides, I don't want to share credit for something I can accomplish by myself. I've worked hard to stand out, and I don't see the need to involve anyone else. It's better if I just do it my way. Michael, that's not the right attitude to have. This project isn't just about who gets the highest score or who shines the most. It's about teamwork, learning to build ideas together, and supporting one another's strengths. When you refuse to work with others, you close the door to learning from different perspectives. You might finish faster alone, but you will miss the chance to grow, and in the end, that kind of success feels empty. I understand what you're trying to say, but I believe teamwork often makes things messy. Everyone starts giving opinions, arguments come up, and the original idea gets lost. I don't have the patience for that. When I work alone, I have full control. I can plan, build, and finish without unnecessary delays. I don't want to depend on anyone or wait for them to do their part. That's why I prefer to work on my own, at least that way, I know things will be done exactly how I want. That sounds good in theory, David, but I've seen too many times when working with people just led to arguments and slow progress. Everyone wants to be the leader, and nobody wants to listen. I prefer peace and control. Maybe you can work with someone else. I'll manage mine alone and we'll see how it goes. I see, Michael. I just hope one day you'll realize that working alone doesn't make you stronger, it only isolates you. Success achieved without shared effort often lacks the joy that comes from unity. You might finish this project well, but you will miss the deeper lesson it was meant to teach. Oh, break time is over.
Michael, I really need your help right now. I've been trying to fill out this school form for hours, but there are parts one don't fully understand, especially the section about online submission. The deadline is tomorrow morning, and I can't risk getting it wrong. You're good with computers and you always handle these things so easily. Please, could you take a few minutes to guide me through it? It would mean a lot to me.
Grace, I'm busy with my own stuff right now. I have an assignment due tonight, and I don't want to lose focus. You should have asked earlier in the day when I wasn't working. It's really not fair to bring something urgent to me when I already have my own pressure to deal with. I can't always drop everything for you whenever you ask.
Michael, I understand you're busy, but that's exactly how it always goes. I'm the one who bends my schedule whenever you need something. I remember helping you with your last presentation, staying up late even when I was tired, because I didn't want you to struggle alone. I don't expect you to drop everything for me, but sometimes helping others is just about showing that you care. I always help you when you ask, not because it's convenient, but because you're my brother and I want to see you do well.
That's your choice, Grace. Nobody forced you to do that for me. You decided to help because you wanted to, and I appreciate it, but that doesn't mean I have to do the same every time. I never promised to help whenever you needed me. Everyone has their own responsibilities, and right now, mine is finishing my work. You should try figuring things out on your own, it's a good way to learn.
It's not just about learning, Michael. It's about family and love, the simple acts of being there for one another. When I help you, it's not because I'm trying to get something in return, but because that's what family is supposed to be about, sharing burdens and making life easier for each other. But every time I reach out, you respond like I'm disturbing you. It's not about the form anymore, it's about how selfish you've become, how you no longer see the value of kindness or reciprocity.
You're making it sound worse than it is, Grace. I'm not a bad person. I just have priorities. I can't always attend to everyone's needs when I have my own deadlines to meet. Maybe I'll take a look later when I'm done, but I can't promise anything now.
You always say, maybe later, but later never comes. I just hope someday you realize that being self-centered doesn't make life easier, it only makes relationships harder. People eventually stop asking, and by the time you need help, you'll find yourself standing alone.
Lord, help my son. His heart is full of self and pride. He's growing into a young man who sees only his own needs, and it troubles me deeply. I've spoken, corrected, and prayed, yet it feels like my words fall on stony ground. Please, Lord, reach where I cannot reach. Teach him compassion, humility, and the joy that comes from putting others first. I fear what kind of man he will become if selfishness continues to guide his choices.
Mom, you've tried everything you can. You've spoken to him with love, with patience, and even with tears. Maybe one day he'll finally understand. Sometimes people don't realize the damage their attitude causes until life brings them face to face with the consequences. I just wish it didn't hurt so much to watch him act that way, especially when all we want is to help him become a better person.
You're right, my dear. Sometimes, no matter how much we talk, our words cannot change a heart that refuses to listen. As a mother, it breaks me to see Michael drifting toward selfishness, shutting others out while thinking he's standing strong. But there's a truth I've learned over the years: sometimes, God allows life to teach where words cannot. When gentle correction fails, experience becomes the teacher. And though it may hurt him, it may also heal him.
That's true, Mom. Maybe when he faces a situation where he truly needs others and no one is there, he'll finally realize the importance of giving, sharing, and caring. It's painful, but some lessons must come the hard way.
Yes, Grace, my prayer is that when that time comes, his heart will still be soft enough to change. God has a way of breaking pride gently, just enough to rebuild it into humility. Until then, all we can do is keep loving him, keep praying for him, and hope that the light of kindness will one day shine in his heart again.
Michael, I just checked the presentation list, and it says both our names are on the schedule for this project. That means we're supposed to go up there together, present together, and share the credit equally. I wanted to make sure you were aware, because I noticed you've been doing a few things alone lately, and I don't want any misunderstanding between us. Yes, I saw that too, but I already spoke to the teacher earlier this morning. I told her that I'll handle the presentation alone. I made some changes to the project, adjusted a few calculations, redesigned the model, and refined the final report. Since I did most of that work myself, I think it makes more sense for me to present it alone. It'll be clearer that way, and honestly, I don't want any confusion about who deserves the credit. Michael, that's not right, and you know it. We worked on this together from the beginning. I contributed research, diagrams, and data that supported your design. The entire concept of renewable energy efficiency was something we brainstormed side by side. You can't just change a few details and claim the whole project as yours. That's unfair, not just to me, but to the idea of teamwork itself. I'm not trying to be unfair, David. I just prefer things to be done properly and efficiently. I made major improvements that transformed the project into what it is now. If we presented it together, it might look like both of us contributed equally, but in reality, I've carried the heavier part. Besides, I didn't stop you from making your own project if you wanted to. I simply wanted this one to reflect the effort I personally put in. You talk about efficiency, Michael, but what you're really doing is stealing credit. It's not just about who did more, it's about honesty and fairness. We both signed up for this as partners, and that means we share both the work and the recognition. Changing the plan without telling me shows that you don't value anyone's effort but your own. You may think you're being smart or independent, but what you're showing is pride and selfishness. I'm not being prideful. I just believe that when you want something done perfectly, you can't rely too much on others. Too many opinions slow progress. I made the changes to make sure the project stood out, and if it does, it'll benefit us both in reputation anyway. So I don't see why it's such a big deal who presents it. It's a big deal because integrity matters more than appearance. A project that wins through selfishness and dishonesty is a loss in disguise. You think success is about standing alone, but true success shines brightest when it's shared. If you can't see that now, life will eventually teach you the hard way, because no one builds greatness by tearing others down. Thank for your audience. Michael, I need to ask you something important before we continue. I've gone through the report, and I can't help noticing that David's name is missing from the document. The last time I checked, this was registered as a group project. Both of you were supposed to collaborate, contribute, and present as a team. So, tell me, where's David's name, and why does this now appear to be a one-man work? Sir, I decided to complete the project on my own. I made several changes, added new data, and improved the design to make it better. Since most of the final work was done by me, I thought it would be fair to present it as my personal project. I didn't mean to cause confusion, but I wanted it to reflect the actual effort that went into it, from me alone. Michael, that's not how this works. A group project is meant to teach collaboration, not competition. It's not just about who did more work, it's about learning how to build together, to share responsibility, and to value teamwork. Whether you made improvements or not, David was your assigned partner, and his contribution cannot simply be erased because you decided to take control. Both of you will be graded equally, because that's what fairness demands. But sir, that's unfair. I spent hours perfecting this model and redoing the report. David didn't even help much in the last stage. Why should he get the same grade as me when I did almost everything alone? It doesn't make sense. I worked hard to make sure this project stood out, and now it feels like my effort doesn't matter. No, Michael, what's unfair is your selfishness. You've allowed pride to blind you to the value of partnership. You think success is about doing everything by yourself, but true excellence is built on cooperation, trust, and respect for others. You may have improved the project, but you failed the greater lesson this assignment was designed to teach: how to work with people. Michael, if you continue down this path, you'll always struggle to see the strength and unity. Even the most brilliant minds achieve little when they push everyone else away. This grade is not just about science, it's about character. And right now, yours needs correction far more than your project does.
Welcome home, my son. You seem a little restless. Tell me, how was school today? I can always tell when something is bothering you because the moment you walk through that door, your face speaks louder than your words.
It was a terrible day, Mother. I don't even know why I try so hard anymore. The teacher gave both me and David the same grade for the science project, even though I did almost everything on my own. I spent nights working on that presentation, and he just stood there during the final review pretending to contribute. Yet, the teacher says we both deserve equal marks. I call that cheating. It's unfair and discouraging.
Maybe it wasn't cheating, Michael. Perhaps David did his part in ways you didn't notice. Sometimes we think we're carrying all the weight, but teamwork isn't always about who does the most, it's about doing it together. The teacher probably just wanted to acknowledge both of your efforts.
Grace, please spare me the explanation. You always take other people's side against me. You don't know how it feels to put your heart into something and then have someone else share the glory. It's like no one ever appreciates what I do. Everyone pretends to be fair, but deep down, people like David take advantage of those who actually work hard. I'm tired of pretending to be okay with it.
Michael, my dear son, listen carefully. I know how it feels to put effort into something and feel unrecognized. I've seen that pain many times in life. But there's a lesson I've learned over the years. When we allow pride and selfishness to rule our hearts, we start to see everyone as an enemy, even those who wish us well. You think your teacher cheated you, but maybe God is trying to teach you something much greater than grades. Perhaps He wants to show you that success is not measured by applause but by the humility with which you serve others.
So you think I'm wrong for wanting to be noticed? For expecting appreciation after working so hard? I wasn't trying to be selfish, Mother. I just wanted people to recognize that I did the most work. David barely did half as much, and yet he stands there smiling, enjoying the same credit. Tell me how that's fair. Because honestly, it doesn't make sense to me.
It may not seem fair, but fairness isn't always about recognition, Michael. Sometimes God allows others to share in your achievements to test what's inside your heart. When you truly work from a place of love and not self-glory, even if no one praises you, peace still fills your heart. What if your joy depends only on being celebrated? You'll always feel robbed, even when you've done well.
My son, I raised you to understand that kindness, humility, and teamwork are greater than being seen as the best. Life will not always reward you in the way you expect, but if your intentions remain pure, your blessings will come in ways you never imagined. The problem is not that people are against you, sometimes, it's that your heart is against itself. You allow selfishness to whisper lies that make you believe no one cares. But I want you to remember this: a person who lives only for himself ends up walking alone, but one who shares his heart finds joy even in loss.
I don't know, Mother. I guess I just feel unappreciated. It hurts when people don't notice your effort. Maybe I let it get to me too much, but it's hard not to.
I understand, my son. Feeling unseen is painful, but that's when you must look upward instead of around you. God sees what others overlook. He rewards what men forget. So do not lose your peace over things that fade. Learn to find joy in doing what is right, even when no one claps for you. That is where true greatness begins.
She's right, Michael. Don't let anger cloud your good heart. You're gifted, but your gifts will only shine when they are guided by humility.
Thank you, Lord Jesus. Tomorrow is my birthday.
Michael, tomorrow is Mom's birthday, and I've been thinking we should make it really special for her this year. She's done so much for us, and I want her to feel deeply appreciated. Even if it's something simple, like a small gift, a card, or a surprise breakfast, it would mean a lot to her. Don't you think we should do something together as her children?
Grace, you can go ahead if that's what you want. I don't think buying gifts is necessary right now. I've been trying to save up my money for something more important, and I can't afford to waste it on sentimental things. Mom already knows we love her. A gift won't prove that. I think it's better to hold on to what we have instead of spending it just because of a date on the calendar.
Michael, that's not how love works. It's not always about the size or cost of the gift, it's about the thought behind it. Sometimes, even a simple gesture like buying her favorite flowers or writing her a heartfelt note can warm her heart. You may not realize it, but small acts of kindness go a long way in showing someone how valued they are. Money will come and go, but the love we express builds lasting memories.
Grace, love is not something you measure with gifts. If I start buying presents for every occasion, what happens when I truly need the money? I don't want to pretend to be generous when deep down I'm calculating what I'll lose. I've learned to be careful with what I have. Mom doesn't need a material reminder of our love. She needs to understand that I'm being wise and preparing for the future.
But sometimes, being wise also means knowing when to give. Love isn't about calculation, it's about compassion. Mom sacrifices for us daily without thinking of what she'll lose. Don't you think she deserves a moment of happiness from us? Even if you just contribute a small part, it will make the gesture more meaningful. It's not the amount, it's the unity that matters.
Grace, you're too emotional about this. I'm not saying Mom doesn't deserve happiness, but I believe she'll understand my point of view. Maybe later, when I'm successful, I'll buy her something grand, something that truly shows my appreciation. For now, I'll let you handle the celebration. Just don't expect me to spend on something I consider unnecessary.
Michael, that's the problem. You always think love must wait for a perfect moment. But true love doesn't wait, it acts even in small ways. You'll understand someday that giving from the heart is never a waste. I only hope Mom doesn't notice your absence in tomorrow's surprise. It would hurt her deeply to feel forgotten by her own son.
Oh Grace, this is so beautiful. You remembered my favorite color and even wrapped it so neatly. Thank you, my dear. You've truly made my morning special. I woke up feeling grateful already, but this thoughtful gift just added so much joy to my heart. It's not about the size of what you gave, but the love that shines through it.
I'm so glad you love it, Mom. I just wanted to remind you how much you mean to us. You do so much every day without expecting anything in return, and sometimes it's easy to take that for granted. This little gift is my way of saying thank you for your constant love, patience, and sacrifices. You deserve to feel appreciated, not just today, but every day.
I'm happy you're both smiling, but honestly, I didn't think gifts were necessary. Mom already knows we love her. Why turn that into something material? I believe love should be deeper than things we can buy. It's what's in our hearts that truly counts, not the money we spend to prove it.
Michael, I understand what you mean, but sometimes love needs to be expressed in ways that others can feel. It doesn't have to be about the money, it's about the effort, the thought, the gesture. You could have even written a simple note or helped me prepare breakfast. Love unexpressed often feels unseen. People need to be reminded they are cherished.
Michael, my son, I appreciate your concern for deeper things, but you must understand something very important. Love is not just a feeling hidden inside, it's an action that shows itself in kindness, thoughtfulness, and care. When you choose not to express love, people around you begin to feel neglected even when your heart means well. The most painful poverty in life is not the lack of money, but the lack of kindness.
I didn't mean to make you feel unappreciated, Mom. I just thought saving was wiser than spending. Of course, it is. Why make unnecessary spending?
This sickness is getting serious, and the doctor said I need to pay the money first before the treatment begins. Who will help us with the money? I would even pay with interest.
You don't have to worry, Mom. I will meet my friends and see what will come out of it. I need to start going. I will come back soon. Just take your rest. Michael, I've been meaning to talk to you since morning. My mother's condition has worsened, and the doctor said she needs urgent treatment. I've been trying to raise some money from friends and classmates, hoping that even the smallest help could make a difference. I know things are tight for everyone, but if you could support me in any way, I'd be truly grateful. David, I'm really sorry to hear that your mother is unwell. I can imagine how hard that must be for you and your family. But honestly, I'm not in the position to help right now. I've got my own plans and needs that I'm saving for, and I don't want to interrupt them. Maybe you should ask someone else who's more capable. Michael, I understand that you have your own priorities, but this is not about convenience. It's about life, my mother's life. Even a small contribution, no matter how little, could add up when others do the same. Sometimes, a small act of compassion can carry the biggest weight in someone's life. I hear you, but the truth is everyone has their own problems, David. You may be facing yours today, but I've got my own challenges to deal with too. It's not easy for anyone. I've learned to focus on myself first, because in this world, people will use your kindness and forget you when they're fine. I'd rather not involve myself in things that drain me. That's a sad way to see life, Michael. Compassion isn't a burden, it's a strength. When you help someone in their time of need, you're not losing anything. You're sowing something good that will always return to you in ways you may not expect. But I won't force you. I just hoped you'd see this as a moment to show that your heart can feel for others. I respect your view, but I live differently. I believe people must take care of themselves before trying to help others. If I give away what I have, who will help me when I'm the one in trouble? It's not selfishness. It's survival. Your mother's situation is unfortunate, but it's beyond me to solve. I hope she gets better soon. I understand. I'll keep asking others and praying that God touches the right hearts. Sometimes, we expect compassion from people who still need to learn what it means to give. I hope one day, Michael, you'll realize that the greatest strength isn't in keeping everything to yourself, it's in being there when someone else needs you most. Maybe. But for now, I'll keep my focus where it belongs, on myself and my goals. The world doesn't reward selflessness. It rewards those who think smart and stay ahead. I wish you well though, David. Truly.
Michael, my son, how did your heart grow so cold to the needs of others? I watch you each day, thinking only of yourself, and it pains me more than you can imagine. I raised you to be kind, to see beyond your own comfort, to feel the hurt of others as if it were your own. But lately, all I see is pride wrapped in selfishness, an armor you think protects you, but it's only closing you off from true joy. Selfishness seems harmless when it starts, just small choices made for one's own gain. But it grows quietly, like a shadow, until it blinds the heart completely. I fear that one day you'll stand alone, surrounded by all you've kept for yourself, yet empty of love and peace. O Lord, help him see before life teaches him through pain what love could have taught through grace. Father, touch his heart. Let him learn that true strength is not in taking, but in giving, not in being first, but in lifting others. Let him understand that a heart that gives will never lack, but a heart that hoards will never be satisfied. I trust you, Lord, teach my son what my words cannot.
Michael, I've been looking for you. I wanted to share some good news. Remember when I told you about my mother's illness? Thank God, things have turned around. Several students and teachers contributed, and we were able to pay for her treatment. The doctors say she's finally responding well. I can't express how grateful I am. It's been a tough week, but I've seen how powerful kindness can be when people come together. Oh. That's good to hear, David. I'm glad things worked out for you. At least you got what you needed. You were lucky that others had enough to spare. It's nice that people showed up for you. I guess not everyone keeps their hands closed like I do. It wasn't luck, Michael. It was compassion. People gave because they cared, not because they had plenty. Some gave out of their little, some offered prayers, and others simply encouraged me. It made me realize that love is still alive in the hearts of many. You don't have to be rich to make a difference, you just have to be willing.
Ah, David. I was just about to call you. I heard about your mother's recovery, and I'm truly happy for you. The entire staff and I are very proud of how you handled everything with maturity and grace. You didn't just ask for help, you inspired others to care. During tomorrow's school assembly, we'll be recognizing your kindness and courage before the whole school. You've set an example worth following.
Thank you so much, sir. I wasn't expecting any recognition. I only did what I believed was right. When people helped me, I realized how connected we all are. If we could all see beyond ourselves, the world would be a much kinder place.
Exactly, David. True greatness isn't found in how much we own or achieve, it's found in how we use what we have to lift others. You've reminded everyone in this school of that truth.
Honor. For giving away money? They're celebrating that? I don't understand how helping someone suddenly makes you a hero. I didn't give anything, and yet I don't see what I lost. You may not see it yet, Michael, but sometimes the reward for kindness isn't about fame or honor, it's the peace and fulfillment it brings inside. That's something no amount of selfish success can ever replace.
Michael, I hope this teaches all of us something valuable. A generous heart shines brighter than the most brilliant mind. Remember, knowledge can build walls, but compassion builds bridges.
Yes, sir. I'll think about it. Good morning, students. Today, we gather not just to celebrate academic excellence, but to honor something even greater, the power of compassion. In a world where many think only of themselves, one of your own, David, showed us that true leadership is born from kindness. When his mother fell ill, he didn't give up or complain. He reached out, and through his humility, inspired others to care. His compassion reflects the heart of true leadership, and that is something every one of us should aspire to. Thank you, sir. I didn't expect any of this. I just wanted to help my mother, but through this, I've learned that we're stronger when we stand together. I used to think strength meant doing everything alone, but now I know that real strength comes from love, from unity, from caring for others. I'm deeply grateful to everyone who gave, even the smallest amount. It all mattered. May we continue to be there for one another, not only in need, but in every moment of life. I worked harder than most people in this school. I've always pushed to be noticed, to be praised. Yet no one ever calls my name. Instead, they celebrate him for simply giving something away. It doesn't seem fair.
It's not about fairness, Michael. It's about the heart behind the action. You chase recognition, but he chose compassion. And that's why people see the light in him. They see love, not pride. Pride hides the beauty of kindness, and until you let go of it, you'll never understand what true honor feels like.
Michael, Grace, I don't feel well. Everything around me seems to spin. My chest feels heavy, and my breath, it's hard to catch.
Mom, please sit down. Don't try to move, just breathe slowly. Michael, something's wrong. We need to take her to the hospital right now.
The hospital? Don't know if I can handle that. I don't even have enough money saved for such an emergency. Everything I've been keeping isn't even close to hospital fees. Oh no, what are we going to do?
Michael, this is not the time to think about money. Mom needs help immediately. We can't waste a single minute. Her condition looks serious. If you care about her at all, forget about what you can or can't afford and focus on getting her to the hospital.
I know. But how will we pay for it when we get there? What if they don't treat her without a deposit? I've always tried to plan things wisely. But now, I feel helpless. I don't even know where to start.
Then let's ask for help. David will understand. You saw how kind he was to everyone. If we explain the situation, I'm sure he'll do something. He's not the type to ignore someone in need.
David, after everything I did, after I refused to help him when his mother was sick, when I looked him in the eye and turned away, how could I face him now and ask for help? I don't even deserve his kindness.
Michael, this isn't about pride anymore. It's about saving our mother. Sometimes, life brings us back to the same door we once refused to open, so we can finally understand what compassion means. Don't let guilt stop you now. Swallow your pride, go to him, and ask for help. It's never too late to do the right thing.
My children, don't argue, please. Just hurry.
You're right, Grace. I'll go. I'll ask David. Maybe this time, I'll learn what it truly means to care. Sorry, Mom.
We've examined your mother, but her condition is critical. We need to start treatment immediately. However, the hospital requires an initial deposit before we proceed.
Please, Doctor, can't you start first? I'll find the money, I promise.
I'm sorry, son, but hospital policy doesn't allow treatment without payment. The sooner you make the deposit, the better her chances.
Oh God. What do I do now? David. I didn't know who else to turn to. My mother collapsed suddenly. She's very sick, and the doctors said we need to make an immediate deposit before they can begin treatment. Please, David. I need your help. I know I've been proud, cold, and selfish. I know I failed you when you needed me the most. But right now, I'm begging you, please help me save her. Michael, you don't need to say more. I remember how painful it felt when I was in your place, watching someone I loved suffer while feeling helpless. I won't let you go through that alone. Forget the past. It doesn't matter anymore. What matters now is your mother's life. Let's go to the front desk together. I'll help you with the payment. You'd still help me? After everything I did to you? After I turned away when you needed me the most, and said I couldn't give? I thought you'd never forgive me. I don't even deserve this kindness. Michael, forgiveness isn't about who deserves it. It's about choosing love when pride says to walk away. That's what friendship really means, standing with each other when life gets hard. You see, I never helped others because I expected something back. I did it because I knew how much it means when someone cares. And now, it's my turn to help you. David, I don't even know what to say. You've shown me more grace than I ever gave. I thought being strong meant keeping everything to myself, but now I see, real strength is in humility, in caring, in giving even when others don't deserve it. I'm ashamed of who I've been, but I'm grateful for the lesson you've taught me. Then let this be the moment things change, Michael. Life has a way of humbling us, not to destroy us, but to make us better. Sometimes, the ones we look down on become the ones who lift us up. Come, let's take care of your mother first. The rest will fall into place.
In that moment, Michael learned that the true measure of a man is not how tightly he holds on to what he has, but how willingly he opens his heart when others are in need. Humility became his greatest teacher, and kindness, his greatest strength.
I was so blinded by my own pride that I couldn't see how much I hurt the people who cared for me. I pushed friends away, disrespected my sister, and made my mother worry. Yet, the same people I ignored are the ones standing by me now. Lord, please forgive me. Help me become someone who loves, gives, and values others more than myself.
Michael, my son, David told me everything. That boy truly stood by you when you needed help.
Yes, Mom. He did what I should have done long ago. I finally see how selfish I've been. Always thinking only of myself.
We are proud of you, Michael. It takes courage to admit when you've been wrong and to change.
Repentance restores what selfishness ruins, my son. Let this be the start of a new heart, one that gives, helps, and loves without expecting anything in return.
I promise, Mom. From today, I'll live differently, with kindness, not pride.
Michael's story reminds us that selfishness isolates, but kindness connects. What we refuse to give today might be the very thing we'll need tomorrow. Let us choose to help others, not for reward, but because it's right in God's eyes. Join us again for more inspiring Christian stories only on Udofia Animations, where every episode lights the path of truth.